I was thinking to myself, I'm like, why would Triumph want to tour in 2025? And then as I was telling Gil and Mike, Rick, before you got on, I drove through your country the other day, and I drove through Toronto, and there was 27 lanes of traffic on a Sunday afternoon that were backed up. So you guys just want to leave Toronto. I get it.
You're perfect answer.
But seriously, why you guys going back out on tour? I have a couple ideas, of course. I mean, obviously
Fox.
Rush. I don't know if that played anything into it. And Rick, you've had some health.
The mighty Triumph is going back on tour this year coming up, and Rush. So I wanted to promote it. Great band, Triumph. Boy, I tell you, and Rick still got his voice. I'll tell you what, this Rick Emmett had probably one of the strongest voices back in that time. You know, we had Robert Plant from Zeppelin, Aerosmith. You know, we had all these, but he had control and power in his voice, almost like a Steve Perry. So let's listen to a little bit of this. I just wanted to go ahead and help promote this tour. Who knows? Would they go on tour with Rush? Boy, that would be one heck of a show. I mean, they played before back in the day together.
Issues in the past, maybe things, maybe changed in your mind a little bit. Why don't you guys start there? It's an obvious question, obviously.
My wife just wanted to get me out of the house, and get rid of me. And I think maybe she's hoping that as I physically try to prepare for, playing a 90-minute show, I don't know how many we got, like 24 in 60 days. I think she's maybe hoping it'll kill me. And then, I think we all had to sort of bow to the ambition and desire of Gil Moore, who wanted to get the rock and roll machine back up on the road so that he could mount some sort of show thing that only he can imagine, and that Mike and I just go, oh God, what are we getting ourselves into?
Yeah, Gil, you were the one back in the day, right? With all the lights and everything. You were the mastermind behind all the stagecraft.
I'll take one for the team for that. Yeah. I don't know. I was always felt better behind the scenes, to be honest. I always liked the technology and the big spectacle and all that. But
I do have to say, all three of these guys were incredible musicians and knew their instruments to the T. The drummer was incredible. The bass player, well, of course, Rick Emmett, guitar player and singer. Incredible band, three-piece band. Not too many three-piece bands out there. You had Cream, you had Hendrix, you had Rush, you had Triumph. Not very many three-piece. Wasn't there talk that Kurt Cobain wanted to break the band down and just be a three-piece band at the end? Or something like that, or you don't see a lot of it. Just three dudes in a band, and look at Rush, three guys, and you just got all this sound coming. Geddy Lee playing bass as he's playing keyboards and singing at the same time. It's just incredible.
I mean, I think we tried to use the stage, in a way that we really enhance the music. And I what I see now on a lot of tours, I'm seeing a lot of flashing, kind of gratuitous, just flotsam and jetsam, effects and stuff. And that's not the intent here. Like, what we're really trying to do is create I do believe tell the story of Triumph from the early days to the present, and really trace the interest that our fans have had that's gone on for years and now decades, to become what they tell us. So that how they own the songs, how they have been impacted by the lyrics. And we've noticed that in that feedback that it's all about kind of the positivity in some of our songs, the uplifting messages within the, the never surrenders and the hold on to your dreams kind of content that was in the lyrics. So hopefully the show will add another dimension to that, I'll say, and not just be, a bunch of flashing nonsense. It's going to be something that's very, very well crafted. I've been working on it for about 6 years with our back in the day lighting director, Paul Dexter, who's really a kind of a genius in this area. So we're going to try to bring that to the stage and really have a show that people will never forget. That's what we're.
Who'd you forget about, Debbie? Triumph or Flotsam and Jetsam? Well, it's going to be a great tour. I can tell you that much. It's going to be a great tour. Triumph really wasn't big lights and massive stuff. I've seen them do that Us concert festival or whatever, and it was just they were unbelievable, man. They rock. Great band, talented, very talented. And let's listen to a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to probably hear after this promotion here help play some Xbox, man. Debbie, how could you forget about Triumph?
Trying to do.
Now, when I've talked with you guys in the past, it always seemed like, there wasn't a chance that you guys would go back out on tour and whatnot. So, I mean, when did the impetus for putting a tour back together? You just said something about 6 years ago, but did you guys see like maybe the success of, some of the stuff you've done, like the documentary and maybe the tribute album and maybe Rush putting things back together and go, we should try this again? Mike, I'll let you start.
The doc and the tribute records certainly were I guess slight impetuses, if that's a word, for us to do more things. I think the strongest impetus was the fact that Rogers Communications, which owns the Maple Leafs and the Blue Jays and the cable networks and stuff, used Lay It on the Line in a TV commercial throughout all the Stanley Cup playoffs. It was like a hit record. And people were rediscovering Triumph, including brand new fans. And, you couldn't go anywhere without somebody singing the song behind you. They'd go, oh, there's a guy from Triumph. Yeah, Lay It on the Line. And so that's kind of, had some influence. And Live Nation started to talk to us about maybe doing something. And as far as Rush was concerned, they contemplated their return a long time ago. And we didn't even know about it while we were talking about what we were going to do. So it just kind of went, we sat down and talked it out and said, okay, let's toss the coin and do it.
And Rick, Mike just said something that's interesting. It's like, there is a whole generation of fans that never got to see Triumph. And I was thinking back, and I'm not sure if I ever saw Triumph, and I'm old. But there was, it was a long time ago. I think I saw the incarnation with Phil once. Well, not, of course, the original band. But Rick, talk about, all these fans, these Canadian fans and American fans that are going to get a chance to see all three of you guys back on stage again.
I think that for me, the energy, we're not just going to do this on our own. First of all, we're going to have 3 other musicians join us. And I think that that's going to make it so that it's not just a good old Triumph that's, trying to see if they can survive this thing. It's going to be a new thing. And there's an energy to that excites me and makes me want to be involved and make it happen, But I mean, Gil pretty much touched on it, that there's these folks that it was the soundtrack of their lives. And now they're bringing their kids, and those kids there's grandkids involved in this now, So yes, we're.
I see, Debbie, you were talking about Flotsam and Jetsam. All right, there you go, folks. The mighty Triumph back on tour with 3 other bandmates. You're gonna hear all the great hits. You're gonna who knows what they'll pull off. Did Triumph is never done in Unplugged, an MTV Unplugged. We really got to get them going on that. I mean, they can pull it off. There's no doubt about it. They have some great songs. That would sound great on acoustic. Who else? Rush. I don't think Rush ever did. No, well, we can't now because Neil's gone, but I don't think Rush ever did an acoustic set, which that would have been great too, because we heard a couple acoustic things out of them with like 2 of their records, right? So that would have been cool. But we'll take what we can get. So you young kids out there, if you want to rock a band that really plays their instruments and sings, Rush and Triumph this summer, or whenever it's going to be, 2026. We're waiting for the great mighty Zeppelin to say something that they're going to be unleashing the Starship and going on tour. But there's just talk, a lot of talk. Could Zeppelin go back on? Well, sure, they got Jason Bottom on the bench if they ever need him, which he knows every single song his dad ever did. So, yeah, this is probably a great thing for America if they're coming to America, because it might calm things down, hopefully. All right, there you go, folks. Be looking for your tickets at the Ticketmaster and everywhere else you buy tickets. I haven't been to a concert in so long, I don't even know where you get a ticket. Yeah, it sounds like it'll be a great show, Debbie. Like I said, I think Rick Emmett's got one of the strongest voices. He's right up there with the American voice, Steve Perry. He's got a powerful voice. The drummer's great in Triumph, the bass player, and they're all great instrument dudes. So it should be good. I don't know if I'll be there, but I'll be watching. You know what? In Triumph, if you're watching, if the promoter's watching, or the manager of Triumph, or Rush, Mr. Lifeson and Mr. Geddy Lee, think of us guys that can't be there. We want to be. We will be there in spirit. Always have been. But you might want to get this stuff down on DVD. Let's just throw that out there to the managers and the band. Now, DVDs, because it's guys like me that are devoted that will go to the store. Hopefully Walmart, you can cut a deal with Walmart. They're real close to me here. And we get a DVD out of this. So we can sit home and watch the great band Triumph, Rush, and all the rest of them. I got all the DVDs that Led Zeppelin put out in the 2001 arena thing, or with Jason Bottom and everything. I pretty much got a lot of the Zeppelin stuff. But we need a DVD out of Triumph, out of this one. So just throwing that out there to the promoters and the managers of the band. Some of you roadies are listening. Go ahead and give a shout out to them and let them know, hey, we might want to put this down on DVD, because you got fans that'll buy it. That can't be there. Want to be there, but can't. So, just throwing that out there. All right, you folks have a great night. I'll be back with some Xbox, unless something incredible happens in the music world. We already got the kid out here touring, Youngblood. I stopped over on Facebook and wished him luck and told him to stay away from the fast women in America. So he's out here touring. It's going great, although he had to cancel a couple of dates. But he's back out. He'll be out there soon. ladies. I know the ladies love Youngblood. The rest of you folks out there have a great night, and keep an eye on the sky for the stars. They'll be making their way through America here shortly this year, so keep an eye out. Have a good night, folks.